Hey guys, quick video here on a tutorial on how to utilize tab targeting in large scale GVG or any PvP content in Throne and Liberty. So first things first, we want to go to settings, gameplay, target. Right here, first thing is search by order of priority, 1, 2, and 3. You can customize these at your own discretion. Personally, I use order of priority 1 for PvP content. What you want to do is deselect everything except for feud players and hostile players. That means when you press tab and there is a feud player within 40-meter radius, you will automatically tab onto a feud player. If there is no feud players, it'll go to the next list of priority order, and the next list is hostile players. So this proves to be pretty useful when you're trying to focus on certain targets in large scale, especially with the amount of clutter and people there. It's hard to select certain targets. You can do the same thing for auto target when attacking. So search by order of priority 1. You deselect everything else. You can have feud players or hostile players. Sometimes it's better not to have feud players on if you're a tank or a double melee, because sometimes you'll just automatically lock onto someone that's too far to hit. So sometimes just having hostile players for this feature is optimal depending on what your plan. Another cool feature, if you play with your mouse out and not in combat mode, you can cancel selection by clicking on the ground. So basically you just click on the ground and you deselect from everybody that you're selected onto instead of having to press X, because sometimes that can be buggy. Another thing I want to look into is combat settings and how we can use combat settings with these new settings that we just put. So as you can see, I have different tabs set with different keybinds so that I can swap on the fly. Over here in combat settings, you can customize this at your own discretion, put whatever you'd like. But what I would recommend is in target selection, search by order of priority 1, what we just went through there, feud targets and hostile targets. And then same thing here, search by order of priority 1. So you can set this on your list. You can also change the show character name to simplify all in very large scale GVG. You can also customize it at your own discretion in here. And to set the keybinds, you would go into shortcuts in your settings and then go to shortcuts. And then if you scroll 3/4 of the way down, it'll show combat settings. So right here, I have my own keybinds for each one, Control Z, Control X, Control B, whatever you want to use, you can set these keybinds for each page in your combat settings. So if we look here, I have Control Z on combat settings 1, and right here, support tank, Control Z. If I go for my Ravager PvP, I would just press Control X. So just to show you, I swap to support tank. Now, as you can see at the bottom here, I have all my tank skills. I press Control X. I'm on my Ravager PvP build. So right there on the fly, all my priority order targets. Say, for example, I'm going to open dungeon. Control J is my key binding. Bang. I'm ready for open dungeon with my Crusader. So just little things like that to help your life out and use the features that are available in the game. I'd also like to run through marking targets as a party leader. So if we go into settings, again, shortcuts, and scroll all the way to the bottom, right here, party marker. So you can customize these keybinds. I use Alt and right click since I play combat mode. So if I ever wanted to put a skull on top of anybody so that my party knows who to focus and who to look out for, well, I would just aim my pointer right at them, press Alt, right click, and they'd automatically have a skull on them. Unfortunately, I don't have anyone here to show you, but trust me, it works, and it works really well. Another good feature that a lot of people don't use is the Astral Vision right here. So if I have Astral Vision on, it'll blink because I have the Astral Vision settings here. So same thing like the priority list. You have preset A, B, and C. So A is normally my PvP setting. So I have feuds selected first. So feuds will show up as number 1 on my Astral Vision list right away. You can also add targets of interest, block targets. You know, sometimes you don't want to always focus this guy first, but you have them as a target of interest so you know where they are. They'll also show up on the list if you have it selected. Same goes for block targets. So you can select that. There's under attack by. When you're in war games and things like that, you can put other team. This option shows up. And it's a really cool feature because you can link it with your party. So as long as everybody in your party presses party right here in Astral Vision, they will link to the party leader. So the party leader can utilize the keybinds and blink from a distance. So let's say I was trying to blink at enemies that are over here. I would just press my button that I have set in the keybinds, and I could blink over there and the targets will show up in my Astral Vision list. Then I can click a target and tell everybody in my party to either press T to target the same target as party leader, or press on controller, it's left trigger or right trigger, left joystick, I believe. And then you will see little diamonds on top of their name to show how many people in your party are actually locked into that same person. So little features like that to help in large scale GVG content really go a long way, especially with all the clutter that's happening. So, you know, your parties can be dialed in on the same person, and it definitely helps when it comes to large scale GVG content. And yeah, that's about everything. Thank you very much. Cheers.